As a business, it's your lead generation strategy which is going to help you to acquire new leads and turn them into customers.
There are 4 key foundational pillars that are likely to play an important role in your lead generation strategy: how you build it up and how you continue to refine it over time.
We're going to spend a bit of time talking about what each of these 4 cornerstones are and how they can apply to your lead generation strategies to help to grow your business.
So, what is lead generation? Well, it's basically the process of identifying and acquiring new leads for your business.
It's often thought that lead generation is all about acquiring new leads to add to your database. But when it really boils down to it, businesses only have 2 revenue streams: new customers and existing ones.
While lead generation strategies are critical for acquiring new prospects into your database, they can also be applied to your existing customer set, increasing your revenue opportunities and keeping existing customers coming back.
There are 4 key pillars that we're going to be discussing today: search engine optimization, search engine marketing, demand capture, and email capture.
SEO is our first foundational pillar, and it's one of the ones that often requires the most ongoing attention from businesses. It's far from being a one and done piece, but if you've got a good SEO strategy in place already, now could be the perfect time to start looking at leveling it up and optimizing your top of mind positioning.
To start, you need to understand who is most likely going to be searching for your products and solutions. Come take a look. One approach is to focus on what makes your niche profitable and consider who benefits the most from your unique selling points. Start by identifying the interests and problems these people have so you can provide them with the right solutions. When a prospect's interested in a solution you offer, attract them to your own web pages using SEO specific to that need. Start by creating a landing page that speaks specifically to each need. Just ensure that each landing page is optimized for the audience that will get the most value out of it. There are a variety of tools that you can use to get a clear picture of what is working and what needs more attention. Today, we're going to take a look at the SEO dashboard in Adobe Marketing Engage. Welcome to the SEO dashboard. It's here that we can start to paint a clear picture on the performance of our web and landing pages, which will allow us to identify any changes that might need our attention. Over here, the keyword rank trend section is super useful when monitoring our SEO terms over time. As buyer behaviors change and as your competitors begin to offer new solutions, the keywords that work well today might not work as well in the future. Next, we'll take a look at the page detail drill down feature. The page detail drill down section allows us to identify which search terms are bringing people to each specific landing page. It's here that we can see which keywords each page is currently optimized for, and if you look at the page optimization results section, you can begin to see the impact your target keywords are having.
Developing and evolving your SEO strategy is key to ensuring that your website serves both your customers' needs and your businesses.
Yeah, keeping your customers front of mind is key to ensure that you're developing the content that actually meets their needs. And the SEO dashboard in Adobe Marketing Engage is one way to ensure that you're doing that.
Going hand in hand with SEO is SEM. It's vital and it's the second cornerstone in leveling up your lead generation strategies. If you've already got a starting foothold with SEM, your next step should be figuring out how to optimize its performance and make sure you're getting bang for buck. Knowing that SEM increases your visibility by bidding on keywords, you want to make sure you're getting the best return on investment that you can out of SEM by targeting audiences who are just starting to look for or decide on solutions that you're offering. One best practice is to take a closer look at your content and focus your spend where it really counts. Step 1, identify the content that's been proven most effective at moving prospects forward in their buyer journey. Step 2, look at which organic SEO terms have and have not successfully brought in views to determine which ones are struggling. The SEO dashboard in Adobe Marketing Engage can make this process a lot easier. Step 3, make sure you check out what your competitors are doing. I'm definitely not saying you should copy their strategies, but it might highlight opportunities that you're overlooking in places you hadn't previously considered. And step 4, focusing your SEM spend on key terms that are struggling can save you from spending on terms that are otherwise performing well organically to bring in views.
Here's a tip. In the same way that you've structured your SEO, make sure that your landing page messaging aligns with the same keywords to ensure that you're attracting the right audience. Adobe Marketing Engage have a feature called Predictive Content AI, which helps to determine which content is best suited to the leads in your database. Another thing to consider are your ads. Ads that you've created across tools like Google, Facebook, or LinkedIn can be targeted towards segments that you've created. Make sure you're creating ads that focus on solving a particular problem. That way, you can target audiences that you know have that particular pain point. When measuring your ROI on SEM, remember that traffic does not equal income. Some terms might not generate a big lift in views, but each of those views might be exactly the right prospect for your offer. And beware, a lot of views that bounce quickly can do more harm than good, especially on your budget. Another important thing you need to keep an eye on is sneaky SEM competition. Make sure you're monitoring the searches being made for your brand. In many cases, your competition might actually be using your brand as an SEM term, which can be misleading for customers. If you see your competitors are using your brand name for SEM, you might need to consider paying for SEM for your own brand to knock back. Just make sure that the website slug on your ads clearly shows that your pages are from the brand they've searched for.
Once your SEO and SEM strategies are humming and people are arriving on your website, how do you make sure that they're doing what it is you actually need them to do? That's where demand capture, the third cornerstone of lead generation strategies, comes into play.
Sometimes the needs of an organization or a person change quite quickly, and you're no longer in a position where you can take them down that beautiful garden path you had all planned out for them. This audience have completely skipped all of that content you've beautifully designed for them, and they are ready to dive straight in. Their search terms, their web page visits, even how they're consuming your content all reflect their intent on them trying to find a solution.
Creating specific pathways tailored to high intent leads should be one of your first priorities when leveling up your demand capture strategies. This is where data enrichment technology comes into play. Platforms like Bombora or Mintigo make it possible for you to acquire additional information on leads who are already in your system, so that you can create even more personalized journeys for those people. The fourth pillar here is email capture, and it's probably fairly obvious that as a business you would want to be capturing people's email addresses. There tends to be a direct sales relationship between capturing someone's email address and converting that person to a customer. If your email capture processes aren't working quite as well as they should, there is a good chance you're missing out on sales. At this point, you're probably already asking for email address. So the question now is, what can you be doing to optimize?
First, optimize the when. Are you asking your prospects for this information at the right moment? Too soon or too late? Make sure you're giving your prospects enough time to digest information before presenting them with a form, but also make sure you're not missing key moments where they're actively looking for ways to engage more deeply. Then, optimize the how. Make it easy for prospects to give you the info you need, ask for the right amount of info, and make sure there's a clearly communicated value exchange. They need to know that they're getting something in return for giving you their personal contact info. Finally, optimize what you're doing with the information once you have it. If you're communicating with people via email, that's a great first step. But what else can you do, and should you be doing? Paired with the right technology, the information you're collecting is more powerful than you may think. With tools like Adobe Marketing Engage, capturing a person's email address makes them what's often simply referred to as known. And as soon as a person is known, your options as a marketer open up widely, giving you the capability to, yes, market directly to that individual through email. But more importantly, create a unique identifier against which to hold information about a person, track their engagements with your brand, their interactions with your website, and your content. Then segment them based on key profile markers, and then market to them in a way that is highly targeted to their needs, their interests, and their stage in the buyer journey. And those were the 4 pillars of lead generation. I really hope that we've broken it down for you. Are you done? I want to go home. It's really cold.